Alright, still getting through these emails, and this email is related to a mod that's a spinning blade that will be attached to the truck, and this video will go over what I figured out as far as attaching things to vehicles and the easiest way for me to do it. This video will be talking about we'll be using the node beam editor, and as always, the jbeam exporter for Blender. Both of these I know we'll be using, of course, with Notepad++ and Blender. In the blank jbeam and the info file, I guess. Well, this is for everything I make, pretty much. But yeah, I'll share this link here in the video description for those things. So the jbeam editor is just basically this program that you can edit jbeams pretty quickly. Now, if you're like me and you have a problem with your stuff appearing, go to your display settings, change your scale to 100, reload it, then you can change your scale back, and you will see things being displayed as they are supposed to be displayed. This thing is pretty great for some things. I have not fully explored it completely, but not to get sidetracked. I'm gonna just use the pickup truck since I believe I already have that in here. Yeah, the pickup truck. I've already been working on this for something else, and so it's already in my folder. But you know what? Let's just do it from scratch. Let's go to where the game's installed. And gameplay, and I'm sorry. Content. Vehicles. Which vehicle? Maybe something with some power. How about the Burnside? It's got a little power, right? Alright, we'll open that up. We'll copy this to our clipboard, and in the vehicles folder, the vehicles, user folder, vehicles, we'll paste it. That way anything we do to this thing, it's only going to affect it in here. Well, you can revert back by just simply deleting it. Now inside of here, there's going to be a cached version of CDAE. It's a cached version of the mesh. We need to delete that. The DAE will import into Blender. We may not even... Yeah, we will. We'll go ahead and do that now. We're going to import that thing on into Blender because I need it for reference. Not the extra parts. You know, I'm sure the guy that's making this thing already knows all this, but since I'm making the video, then I guess I can just monetize it and make it for everybody. I mean, that'd be what I would think would be the best thing to do. So this is the Burnside. This is not the J-beam for it. This is just the model. So, as I told him in the email I sent back, I'm just going to make a mock-up of this thing. Basically not a high-resolution model that looks like a spinning blade, but instead looks like a very simplistic geometry. I did like the way he used the triangle. delete those. Yeah, I probably made myself have a little bit more work than what I intended on, but that'd be alright. I wasn't thinking, like always. So this will be our spinning blade. Now, there's no vertex in the middle, so if you want this thing to spin in the middle, you have to do something like this. You have to put something in the middle, even if it means making more cuts in it. Now, this probably is not exactly even. There's more easier ways to do that. Or more accurate ways, I should say. Just eyeballing it. I'm just eyeballing it. Whoops. See, by cutting it with the scaffold, it's putting vertices there in the middle. Now, I need to hit F, connect to the vertices, and hit F to make a beam in between them. Now, that's pretty much it for this. Oh, almost forgot that one. Now I'm going to triangulate everything. And then I don't want this thing to be destructible. So I'm going to do this little thing here with this jbeam editor program. I'm sorry, the jbeam plugin thing. Or you can go to mesh, jbeam, and nodes connector. What that did is connected every vertex to every vertex. That makes it a little stronger. Now in object mode, I'm going to get this positioned so that it's where I want it to be as far as the car. About here. And then of course I don't want it in the ground, so I'm going to lift it up to about there. Probably should have the pivot point though, that center node. Have it centered so when it spins it won't be too off balance. I think just having a triangle spin might already make things off balance, with one end being longer than the other two ends, but it'll still work. Now we need to give this thing a texture, so just a quick texture. Blade 1. We'll make it light blue. Now, you can export this by itself. That's what I'd recommend you do, instead of trying to fuse it. But well, you can export multiple DAEs together or separate, but don't forget to set its origin. Don't forget to apply all transforms. That resets its orientation to 0, 0, 0. So this, we need to name it something. I'll call it blade. Now we're going to export it as DAE. blade, 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 blade. DAE. Into that Burnside folder that we put a little while ago. I'm not overriding the DAE that's in there. I'm just exporting this blade and telling it to be selection only. Now, since the Burnside already has a material file, I can try to delete it, and then when the mod loads, it should load both textures, or I can just manually add it, which is the easiest thing to do. Just remember what I named it. Blade_1. Copy that to my clip. You know what? I've been meaning to try this. Let me just delete the damn main.material in there and see if it actually does redo all the car ones and the Burnside. And the blade. So there should be main.materials in there. Alright, now we're going to use this. We exported this as a DAE. We're going to now export it as a jbeam. Now save Blender file first. Save your Blender file in the Burnside folder, because that's where it'll export the jbeam to by doing that. And also, it won't export anything unless you save the Blender file first. And just so you know, if you got the error, this contains ngons, then you got to go to edit mode. And you got to hit A to select all and triangulate faces. Then export it again. But we successfully exported that thing, so there's a folder in here. Blade. Now, let me now load the jbeam editor, and let me import that blade into here. So if we look at this, we see our mod of our blade. Now, great thing about this, you can import in multiple jbeams and then connect things, and it knows basically that there's various things that are loaded and how to do all that stuff. So the Burnside frame, we're going to load it into here, because what I learned trying to attach anything to any car is that you're better attaching to the frame, even if you have to make some type of scaffolding to reach your object. You know, it's better to attach to the frame than to trying to attach to something like a bumper or something like that. You're just going to get mad. Now, I don't know about how to hitch things with a hitch. I haven't got into all that stuff, so I'm going to just do it like this. I'm going to pull that frame into here, and you should see the frame to the Burnside, and this is where I will construct my support system for that. Now, I did not make a physical mesh to connect this to this, so this is going to be hidden, but you can do that. I'm just going to show you how you could do this. Now, beams themselves don't have collisions, so you don't have to worry about this thing spinning and it hitting itself. So with that being said, we're going to go to beams, but we're going to go to the blade jbeam. We're going to scroll down to here. This is where the nodes end for the beams. And we're going to put a few spaces. Now, wherever you got your mouse pointer, that is where whatever you do will appear. So we're going to in here add single, and then we're going to start connecting this thing to this piece here. I'm going to connect this thing to several pieces. In fact, all the way up to the front of the car. The front of the frame, rather. Just that one node. Not all the others, just the one that's going to be the pivot. Like that. And I don't know exactly how many it's going to take to hold this securely. I may have to make a hidden scaffolding that's like a crane that goes up in the air and then comes over here and then drops down to hold it even more sturdy, which in fact I think I will do that. Just because it'll make life easier. It'll hold it better, even if it's not eye appealing. It'll still work. So let's just take that node. Let's undo this, because you have to undo stuff. Like unselect it to do other stuff. Show node names. So that is Frig1. Frig1 is the name of that node. We'll go back to the Burnside frame and we'll find that node. Frig1. I could probably just search for it, but I'll get to it if I scroll long enough. Frig. Well, if I get it impatient enough. This ain't got a damn search. Oh well. There it is. But that's the beam. Where is the damn node? I ain't got that kind of patience, man, my friend. So I'll load it in Notepad++. That'll work too. That'll also work just fine. All I'm doing is just looking for it. So I can copy it to my clipboard. There it is, Frig1. Which I'm not adding all that stuff, but it'll be fine. I'm gonna remove most of that, because what I'm gonna do is in the blade here, I'm going to make a new node. A new node. I'll paste it. And since I am not using all that stuff, that's all I need. I want to move it up 2 meters, 3 meters, 3 meters high. Z is the last one. Z is up and down. I'm gonna make that 3 high. Now when I refresh this, you can see it already appeared up there, but I need to give it a new name. So I'm going to put a letter Z there. So that's Z-Frig. Now, back to my beams. Now, I'm going back to where I was putting these earlier. And I will start connecting these. How many? I don't know. Just remember, each one of these act as a spring, so how many do you think? Depends on how strong the springs are going to be. Which right now, what they're going to be, whatever the default is. I haven't done anything different. Now that I think about it. Probably would not be a bad idea to make another one. See here. So we'll copy this, paste it. I'll make that number 2. That's going to be in the same place, but it's going to be that way. Now, which one of these is that way? Is it X, Y, Z? I don't know. We're about to see. Let's make this 3.2. Yep, that was the right one. I wasn't sure which one went that way and that way. I need to move it a little more than that. Now you can just in here undo that and just select the node and just manually move it. You have to use the number keys on the keypad to the right of your keyboard to move to move the camera in here. And of course your mouse will zooms in and out. So that's pretty good. Now I'm gonna undo that because you got to undo things to do something else. Add single, and I'm gonna connect this thing to this one, and then connect the bottom one to that one. Then connect this one to this one, and connect these. You get the idea. I'm making a lot of connections so that it's strong and will stay in place like a crane, except there's no counterweight other than the body of the car, which we wouldn't want to make that blade very heavy, or you're gonna have muchos problemas, senor. Now somehow I was talking and I did something, I screwed up something. How did I do that? Well, there ain't no telling. We'll just fix it. If you do forget to put your mouse pointer over here when you're doing stuff, which is what I did, it'll put the stuff up here at the top. For example, I'm not clicked anywhere, but if I added like this node to that node, see where it puts it. So we don't want to do that. Now, oh, I see. I damn really screwed up. How the hell did I do that? Ooh-wee. I'll undo everything. Can I undo? Hell no. Hell no, you can't. This time, put your damn mouse pointer over there. You don't want to do that again. That sucked. I didn't know how much I screwed up by not telling it where to draw. It had shit all mixed up, man. You don't want to do that. Only thing about having the damn scaling fixed so that you can see the stuff, it looks like crap. I mean, like 1080p or 720p on my screen. I mean, it looks really low resolution, which if you can get around not having to, needing this stuff to see it actually, I mean, you can partially see it when its scaling is right, but my point is, if you can do without having to have this, it looks a lot better in your native resolution. Now we're going to save this, and we're going to start moving some things. That shouldn't be long. We'll be done with this. In the Burnside folder, we are going to I guess we need to make a slot. I hate to confuse you with a slot. I could just maybe add that stuff to the frame and be less confusing. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. That'll probably be less confusing. I want to reload it in here just to make sure. Not the frame. Yeah, the frame. Yeah, the frame. The frame and the blade. The blade, remember, we saved that from here. Remember, we went to File, Save. Or if I didn't, I forgot. But save now. That should be in here too. No, I don't see the jbeam for that damn thing. That's because it saved it on the desktop. Didn't know. Where did it save it? Damn it. Why the hell did it save it there? You know what I hate about this damn thing is I got to remember where that is. That ain't where it saved it. What the hell, man? What the hell? Alright, let's put it there. Actually, let's put it on the desktop. Alright. I lost my train of thought. Alright, so we're going to add this to the frame. So the Burnside frame, we need to find the flex bodies and add a new one, which will be the blade. Make sure we got it spelled right. Blade with a capital B. Group, well, let's just make it group blade. Now we need to add in the node section a group for it. So group Burnside frame. Let's copy this to our clipboard and actually we'll do it like this. We'll make it at the top. Group blade. And I'll just stuff here. So if I want to change it to be different, I can do that by just changing it here. Alright, so these are our nodes. Now that the nodes are in, we go down to the beams. Just remember whatever the last deform or whatever is what yours are going to be. I'll use their settings for that, for my beam spring strengths. And they can have their own values, but I'll just use theirs. Look good to me. So my stuff will follow that. Now triangles. Well, I'm just going to stick my triangles in there right there. Or do I want them to have... let's do it like this. I don't want to have any drag coefficient. I won't put that at 0. Put my triangles over there. Just like that. Now we should be able to load this thing and it load on up with a blade on it. I didn't do the thrusters yet though. Let's just make sure it spawns on there. Blade. Oh, I forgot something. Or did I? Did I export the damn blade? I thought I exported that blade. It's DAE. Yeah. Not sure why I did not draw it, other than the J-beam that you see. Let me look. Oh, you dumb dummy. Well, yeah, that's fine. We'll just manually fix that. I wasn't sure. I was hopeful that it would make it. But you know, I had an issue with this last night. That damn tube I was making, it didn't want to add it either. And you know, the thing is, it's like I've not had texture problems for a long time. Past 2 days they've been sporadic, popping up. It didn't even make material. See, I don't know. That might be the problem. See, because this car is also, well, it's using skins. I don't understand skins worth of shit, to be honest. I'll just borrow from my other mod. I don't know why I didn't, but nah, I don't know. Something to do with these damn cars that here. Why? It does it sometimes, and sometimes it don't. I probably have to reload. No, actually I didn't. Just Control R. Alright, let's put a thruster on it. A thruster? Well, the easiest way to put a thruster is I'm just going to add it to the frame. I'll find a place before the beams begin to put my thrusters. Now all these aren't being used, but they're here if you want to undo these brackets and make some Control N to see our node names. And so NR13 will be the first thruster, and it'll go to NL9, and then so that we have some evenness, NR1 to NR13, and then NL9 to NR1. You put the first one that you want. The second one you put, the second number is where like the fire comes out. You can think of it like a rocket. The first number is where the little people sit. The second number is where the fire comes out the engine. That's the easiest way to explain it. If you got something where they're fighting each other, then it probably won't go anywhere. Like you got them backwards, where one's going this way, that one's going that way, or the other way, and it ain't, it's counter-intuitive, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying. Now that's a shitload of thrust. And it's going to use the gas pedal. So when I press the gas for this, that'll spin. Let me get my controller turned on, and let's give it a shot. Turn all this stuff off. It's not necessary to see it. Go into debugger. It's the quickest way to get rid of all that stuff. You know what? Maybe it's not a great idea to have that be the gas. Let's go into the options. Let's go to controls and see what other controller inputs we got. So we got throttle brake, combined throttle brake, steering, clutch. Left mouse button is clutch. I don't have anything set for the controller. Parking brake, space. Let's just make it. Clutch. I never used the clutch. And I can probably make a new key for that. Yeah, I'll make that left mouse button be my clutch. So all we need to do now is in here change this throttle to clutch. And it should work. Should, don't mean it will. I'm hopeful that it will. I'm going to lower this, by the way, to a significant amount, as it is spinning way too fast. didn't work too good. Maybe we gotta get a little more. That input just doesn't work that way. Oh, you stupid ass. You didn't put damn input in there. You gotta do that. No, it ain't gonna work. Spinning them around. That would be my idea. Now, as far as having the actual graphic there, that's not a problem. You can easily do that. But I'm sure if you've gotten as far as you've already gotten, you already know how to do all that. That thing's you know we got to make a call right there. Another little tip there. You can do this. You can spawn a vehicle like this, for example. Well, you can press the gas, and while you're pressing gas, press tab. It will continue on its path. Just for right here. Mass equals MC4, whatever that means. You know, the heavier something is, the more damage it's going to do when it hits something. This thing, these nodes have weight. Those are defined in node weight. This particular part is 4. We can make this say 24. Those nodes will become heavier Even if it is just cosmetics does a little damage, I still want it to be more controllable.